Welcome back to the Scatterpot podcast. This is episode 37, I believe. I said that even if it isn't, something will happen. But
brought to you by Waffle House.
Brought to you by Waffle House. Yes, we just came back from.
Check the window.
Yeah,
see what.
Canaan will continue talking about. Okay.
So we got Waffle House. Yes. All right. If there's no car, then all right. We're back to you.
Back to you.
Back to you, Dale.
So we went to. So Canaan's car broke down last.
No. Broke down implies that it stopped while we were driving. It failed to start.
Canaan's car failed to start after we got some waffle last night, and so I had to take him back to his house, and then that was that. So then now we just came back from it being towed. We are not eating waffles.
You already ate yours, didn't you? Oh, you still have some left?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cause we hungry boys.
Yeah. So we are going to try to do a little bit of that format that we talked about last week. It will be. We haven't decided officially what's going to happen, but it's either going to be broken up into 20-minute segments, 30-minute segments. If it's 20-minute, y'all get 3, but if it's 30, y'all get 2 segments.
I mean, here's the thing: when we say that there's like order in this new format means what we're talking about is going to line up a little bit more. Like
the transitions.
Because before we typically bounce around to all different things, talking from life, school, news, bouncing around, and the first little chunk of it is going to just be life and what's going on. How our weeks have been? What have we done this week? So Huber, aside from the whole car situation, how's your week been? While I eat more waffle.
Pretty stressful.
Dude, I feel that.
So Monday started out as a Monday. I had to get a bunch of math lab things done for my statistics. That was going to be on Wednesday. Tuesday, I had to skip the movie. We saw it on Thursday, though, so it doesn't matter. But Tuesday, I had to skip
They
because I
don't
had to
know
do work.
the movie yet.
That's right. Spoilers.
Because we're going to talk about that movie.
Yes. Then the professor was like, yeah, just take it home and completed it. And then he opened the math lab again so I can complete all the ones I didn't complete, which is fantastic.
No, that's great.
So that's those 2 things done. Then I had a coding exam this Thursday, and I couldn't figure out how to do one of them. So out of 3 questions, I did not do one. It's a 66. So that's that. And now it's Friday. I don't have much. I have one more meeting. That's right, I meant to tell you. I have one more meeting for that coaching thing.
Okay.
Also, I want to ask you during December if you wanted to take a break from the podcast because it's Christmas.
So I was going to talk to you about this, and we'll talk about this off the podcast because I've been thinking about that. So not going to answer that on the podcast, but
Canaan just committed die.
I want to commit die. I am thankful though that none of the syrup side landed on me.
Oh, that's good.
Which just means it landed on the carpet.
Oh. Don't do it. I thought you were about to eat. I was like, brother, no, please.
Brother. Yeah, I was about to say just
Yeet.
just like no, yeah, I mean my week's been a bunch of the same, but let's talk about the movie we mentioned, because that's like that I'll say that's the highlight of my week. Whew.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
So Huber and I, as many of you would know, we are anime fans. I
love hentai.
We are men of culture.
Mm-hmm.
So a show that we both like.
I don't think we should both be eating.
Yeah, we should take turns on who's eating. So a show that we both like goes by the name Konosuba. What is it? Konosuba, God's blessing on
this wonderful world or place, one of the 2.
Yeah, and so we've actually talked about Konosuba in the past.
Yes.
In an episode that was
labeled Kazuma.
I don't think it was labeled Kazuma. You can yell as loud as you want. My parents are here.
I will not.
Yes, you will.
I will not rape our beautiful listeners' ears again.
Do it.
No. I got close to doing it, but I
Do it.
decided to do it. Kazuma.
Wow. That was episode, like, something.
It was when Josh was here, so it's before episode 13.
I think it was 8.
8.
That seems right. But, so yeah, they had a film for this movie surrounding, we've talked about this movie before on the podcast. We watched the trailer, remember?
Yes.
Yeah. What were your thoughts on the movie?
I think it was a pretty good movie. I think it's just basically furthering the plot of the whole show.
The plot?
Yeah.
Which plot?
Megumin and Kazuma's relationship.
Yeah.
Megumin using explosion magic.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the entire movie was literally based around Kazuma and Megumin. About them getting like closer and
There was so yeah, that's
the main plot of the movie.
the main plot of the movie.
I'm gonna eat now, Canaan.
But for people who like are thinking about the plot, there's a lot of plot in this movie. No explicit plot, but lots of plot.
Mm.
And I think that's where we'll end that little segment, that little. Because you can't really talk about that movie without getting into the weird parts of it.
There's a demon lady.
That's
it.
Lady?
I don't know.
That's the thing.
Her name is Sylvia. We can say that. Her name is Sylvia, right?
Yes.
And people call her Sylvia,
Mm-hmm.
implying that either A, she was a she.
Well, the thing is that it's saying that person, this Sylvia.
Yeah.
It kind of says that, like, she was a guy first. Because
Yeah, that one line.
the
where
line
she
where she's like
added
this,
the
like,
thing.
it's like, I'm a chimera, I can add things and assimilate things to my body. It's like, even these that you love so much.
Yeah,
Or something I added on. So that makes me believe Dangalang came first.
Yeah, probably was there first. That's all. You have to watch the.
Oh?
If I go a certain. If I go too far left or right with my knee, if my knee goes inward, and then it kind of like not slips, but like I go too far, it like pops. It does not feel good.
How does it feel getting old?
It sucks.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, it was pretty good. But in all seriousness, it's basically lining up season 3.
If there's a season 3.
The way the actor was talking, there was a season 3 in the making.
Yeah, well, let's discuss. Hold on, before the movie started, there was like about a 10-minute podcast
I loved it.
between the voice actor of Kazuma and the voice actress of Megumin, and they talked for like 10 minutes, and like I loved it too, Huber. But like, let me tell you, by the end, I was like, dude, can we like get to like Konosuba, please? Can we wrap this up? But you were just like, I love this. This is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. The family behind us. We never figured out.
Yes. So, dear listeners, there was a family of 3, a child, a young boy. I don't know if he was younger or not. I'm not sure. I didn't see. A man and a woman. So a nice little happy family of 3.
Mm-hmm. Why are you like semi-whispering this?
Kind of, being elegant and extravagant.
Yes.
Yes. There was a family.
There was a family.
I have a terrible accent.
You do.
For anything. But.
Do Scottish.
You wee little. Anyways. Yeah, but there was a family. Canaan asked,
Disgusting!
I hope that stays in.
No, I'm keeping it.
Okay. But yeah, there's a family. Canaan was asking who brought who. Did the son bring the mom and dad because he couldn't drive? Did the dad bring the mom and son because the son was a fan and the mom just tagged along? Or did the mom bring the
son and dad? Or was it a combination, like where the mom and dad bringing the son along because they couldn't find a sitter? Was the dad and son bringing the mom along just because they wanted to include her, or vice versa with the mom and son? Dude, I was...
Oh, by the way, I found out that figure is not Megumin, it's Union.
Oh, the one
That's
that... Huber and I had a very in-depth discussion after the movie that we will keep secret unless you're comfortable.
And they can go to the Crunchyroll store, Crunchyroll, Crunchyroll.com/shop or store, one of the two. And they just released their Konosuba things. A lot of things sold out like that.
Oh, yeah, well, because they gave away that code, CMNK19, which gave you 15% off your order.
So, Megumin figure. They have a Megumin figure of her when she was in the academy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When she was in the witches?
That sold out.
Well, I can imagine. I bet you they only made like 10 of them, though. Like, that's the thing you have to realize with, like, those figures, they're so expensive to make. They're like, dude, we're going to make, like, only, like, 100 of these. And then those sell out, of course, super quickly.
Yeah.
Dude,
there's a jacket that had, like, Megumin and then her little cat in the corner, and then it had, like, Japanese. That was sold out. There's a Darkness figure that was sold out. Aqua wasn't sold out. Cosmo was sold out.
that doesn't surprise me.
Everybody but Cosmo, or everybody but Aqua.
I'm surprised, said no one ever.
Yeah, that feels bad. She has a nice figure, though, too, which is unfortunate. Yeah, that could be taken two ways. She has a nice figure.
Wait, hold on. Can I tell you what made me laugh the hardest in that movie? Even like internally, it wasn't even a joke that made me laugh out loud. So before the movie started, they showed up these like title cards with like the character's name and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they throw up a title card of Megumin's sister, which we have not met yet in the show.
I forget her name. It's something with the
Komako.
M. Oh, Komako.
And so here's the thing. So we were trying to figure out how we would pronounce that. And I remember I said, like, Komeko. I had my emphasis on the wrong syllable. I was like, Komeko. And you were like, no. And you're like, Kome. It's
I was like, Ko, me.
And then you went, Kako.
Yeah,
you were like, Kome Koko. And next you know, all of a sudden, as soon as you were like, Komeko, and I'm not sure, you didn't look over, but I just dead stared at you. Just like, you were like so confident too. Like, it's like, ko, me, and then you're like, Coco.
Keko.
Like, yeah, it was something like that. And I just, as soon as like Komeko, I was just like, I gave you the same look that Cosmo gave the audience after Yun gave him a little.
He's like, yeah, that was like,
dude, that head turn. I knew I was in for a ride when
I'm in my popular face.
He goes like, Yun says the line, and he goes,
What's in the trailer?
Is it? Well, Yun saying the line or Cosmo's head turn?
I know Union saying the line. I don't know about the head turn.
See, because that head turn's what killed me. Just like, dude, oh my gosh. And then like when he's facing up against Sylvia and just goes,
yeah.
and they're standing there. Did he just like let himself?
Did you just let yourself get taken?
No. And he's just surrounded.
Yeah.
He's doing the straight line face like.
Yeah, no one understands me. Sylvia understands me.
Why do I feel something?
It's because you do.
And then during that whole scene when Sylvia's banging on the door in the temple and it's just like, I will poke you, and you just see Cosmo just like,
yeah, he's just like, oh,
dude, he got traumatized twice.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I feel like the first one's a little more traumatizing though.
100%.
Like, dude, that was because dude, like the slapping of the thighs. Just, he's just like, whoo!
I don't even know your name.
He's like, I don't know. We don't even know our names. Oh my gosh! And she's like, I'm 16 years old.
It's like, what?
Well, she said like, I am sweet 16.
Yes.
And I'm like, you gotta love that like weird translation thing, which it's what it translates to, but it's like,
in Japanese, it probably means something else.
Well, you know, it's yeah, but it was just like, I am sweet, and he's just like, dude, the whole crowd was just like, oh, okay, oh, okay, and dude, like,
I'd rate it 10 out of 10. Good movie.
Fantastic. Fan? No, 9.5 out of 10, not enough darkness. If that movie had more darkness, I would give it the 10 out of 10. 9.5. Because, dude, darkness had one joke the entire movie.
Yeah, it was a good joke.
It was a good no, it was a really funny joke. It was
her best joke.
But, like, it was not the funniest joke in the movie. Like, if they gave her, like, the funniest joke in the movie, then 10 out of 10. But, like, it was really funny. She just, like, I just loved the rolling. Just, it's like, no, darkness. All right.
No.
Dude, oh, my gosh. What was that?
Speaking of darkness.
Okay.
Star Wars.
I was about to say, not so easy being on the other side of the...
Yeah, Star Wars, guys. A lot of things get released today.
I was about to say, I'm like, Star Wars is everywhere. Return of the Jedi came out today. Have not played it. You have purchased it.
Did you just say Return of the Jedi?
That's not what it's called. It's Jedi Fallen Order. The Return of the Jedi is the 6th movie. I don't know why my brain thought of that.
Yes.
Yeah, but this game takes place a couple years after. Well, no, or is it directly after?
It's not like the day after, but it's literally directly after it happens. But you know what I mean. Not days. I don't know if it's years, but it's things are still hot.
Oh
basically.
yeah.
I think Vader's still hunting Jedi.
66. Yeah, that whole thing for anyone who is a fan of Revenge of the Sith.
That's great.
Revenge of the Sith is my favorite of the prequels. It's not a great trophy it holds, but it is the best of the prequels.
Phantom Menace is the best, I'd say.
I still have like an eighth of a waffle I could throw at you.
Best Star Wars movie, better than the new trilogy.
No, I can't eat. No, I don't hate the new trilogy, but I hate Phantom Menace.
Well, you probably don't want to hear this. But there's a rumor going around about the new Star Wars movie that
Does Bruno Mars is gay?
Kylo Ren is gay. No. Basically
all those Knights of Ren, they just...
Yeah, dude. Yeah. But basically, there's been apparently a rumor that Kylo is going to side with Rey, and then they're going to fight the Emperor together. Which, I mean, I guess anybody could have kind of thought that. I was about to say,
I'm like...
But it's on Camino, which is the cloning facility for the clones.
Well, the trailer, we've seen some shots of Camino.
Yeah. So, I just want to see what happens. Like I've said this so many times on the podcast, this movie will make or break the trilogy. If they make it a good movie, like it wraps nothing because there's nothing to wrap up, but if it somehow manages to wrap up whatever, right? If it explains what's been going on this whole time with the people.
Where's the Waffle House bag?
Then
just throw it away.
Then I think I will actually say I like the trilogy.
So, as someone who doesn't hate Last Jedi, because like, I have to give like, Last Jedi did a lot of things wrong. Yeah, they gave you a little salt packet. But they also did a lot right in Last Jedi. So a lot of stuff that I personally liked in Last Jedi. What?
No.
What?
I think it could have been a better movie. I think cinematography was good.
Hold on, here's the thing. I think Force Awakens could have been a better movie.
Yes, I think Rogue One was better than both of them.
I agree, but not a lot of people agree with us on that.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. I think Last Jedi could have been a better movie. Force Awakens, I think, could have been a better movie. Solo movie could have not existed.
Yeah, they kind of goofed on
like
that
when
one.
people say, like, I mean, technically that could have been a better movie, but I think we'd all be better off if that didn't exist. But yeah, like, so if the third movie's a good movie, I'll enjoy the trilogy. But this is what I'm curious about. Hold on.
Burp.
Yeah, a little burp. What I'm curious about. So, technically, on hypothetical terms, this trilogy could have started with no connection to the previous trilogy. It could have. Okay.
If they wanted to, yeah.
But so that's the thing. If you were Lucasfilm at this point, would you make a trilogy that it exists in the same universe and those characters' stuff do exist, but those characters are gone? Or are you going to make something closer to what the prequels were to the original, or like how this movie started off, and kind of have it really close to those start? Like, if you understand what my question is, sort of.
Yeah, I'd say keeping major characters. When I say major, I mean
Rose.
Relevant. No, Rose can literally jump off a cliff.
Dude, see.
Rose.
Here's the thing. I don't hate Rose. There is one thing that I wish would have happened with Rose, though.
She died with her sister in the ship.
No. Like, here's the thing. I don't hate Rose. I hate the scenes Rose is in, but I do not hate them because of Rose. Like, that's the thing. I don't hate Rose. And I thought, this is my thought when I first watched the movie, which reminds me, you, me, and Sam need to order our tickets for that.
What is that?
The Star Wars movie?
Yeah, sometime December, right?
Yeah, it's sometime in December. It's... I just typed in December into my URL. December. Star Wars. They have tickets for sale now, I know. Star Wars. 9.
9.
Dude, it works. It knows what I mean. Release date. It is December 20th.
It's pretty close to Christmas.
It's pretty close to Christmas.
That's like...
Well, wait, hold on. When did the other ones release?
Is that on the...
Star Wars 8 release date?
The 25th is on a Wednesday.
The 15th was episode 8.
December?
Yep.
So that's... Okay.
And then the other one was December 18th. So they both...
Why are they getting get closer and closer to Christmas?
Well, no. So it went 18th, 15th, 20th. So they took one step backward and 2 steps forward. And I mean, you have to plan it on a Friday. So the Friday before Christmas is a pretty good time to do it. But, yeah, we need to order our tickets for that. And because I remember when I was sitting there next to you guys when we were watching episode 8, I thought when Rose was going to knock Finn out of the way of the like death laser, I thought she was going to run into it.
Yeah, I did think.
Like,
yeah,
I thought it was going to be...
yeah.
Because then she dies, and then Finn has some, like, inner trauma on why he didn't die instead of her,
Right,
and, like that sort of thing. And then that
Character
would have been...
development.
That not even character development per se, but that would lead to interesting character development in episode 9. But then they both survive. Which I mean, technically you can't...
Don't they have a relationship?
Ish.
Yeah.
But like nothing solid. Like, I mean, well, probably the reason they didn't kill her is they couldn't kill the... Like, I mean, they introduced us to an Asian and killed her off in like 5 minutes. You could have killed off the other Asian right before the movie ended.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, I bet you if Rose was white, she would have gone right in that laser.
Probably.
But me, as someone who believes in true gender equality, I'm willing to try to kick any woman that deserves it.
Was that against Sylvia?
Yeah. It was when it was the second time.
Yeah, running toward it, and then it was like...
Fink. And he's just standing. She's just like... Yeah, no. I'm glad they had that line in there. I mean, they were like, someone who yearns for true gender equality, I'll drop kick any woman that deserves it. Pink. But yeah, so like I'm interested. That's my current. I'll give them this. They have taken me from totally disinterested to interested. Because people are also saying that Kylo Ren might be the future of the light side, and then Rey will go to the dark side. Because there have been teases of both of them swapping.
Yeah.
I know, like, so like the thing is that, but that's what I was curious about. Because if they continue on with this set of characters, then I believe that Rey will become evil, and she'll be like the next big bad in the next trilogy, sort of deal. But if they're going completely disconnected, then I agree they'll both be on the light side by the end. Like, if this is the end of this little saga of these characters, they'll both end up on the good side. But if like there's gonna be, if the next trilogy or whatever continues this story onward, Rey's going evil. That's my personal thought process right now.
Yeah, and the issue is, I don't know if they fully understand. Whatever they make is canon.
Mm-hmm.
That means like anything that they make has to be.
I just realized we left this fan on. You can't hear it, but like.
Oh, yeah, but it has to be in the timeline, right? It can be before it, sure, like the prequels and like other things.
Well, but here's the thing: they can also go in the future, like.
They can't though, if you think about it.
Well, but like.
Well, the only way they could do that is if they literally put it so far in the future where all the people are dead.
Well, so like
that's the only way they could do
it. But then, but you also have to realize, the galaxy is huge.
Sure.
So like, while the Emperor and the Empire in general, or the First Order as they're calling this new trilogy, as they're a big deal in this part of the galaxy, like light years and light years away, there's like another big bad. Like when you introduce.
Are you talking about the system where? Are you talking about the system where Star Wars takes place?
So like, in the little. I don't know when you're talking about something as vast as space. I don't know what you refer to that thing.
There's a map of the Star Wars like space, and it's huge.
Yeah.
There's the only part the Empire never took control of was the Outer Rim.
So, but here, okay. So here's the thing. So, let's go with the idea that space is infinite. Okay, in this little world, like. Space has no end. It's not finite. So if you go far enough and out of the Outer Rim or somewhere like that, like way out there, there's another there's another system of planets where there's another group of people that have their own problems. Like when you roll out a map as big as space, you don't need everything to connect.
Sure, but then they have to make everything new.
But here's the thing. Honestly, at this point, is that a bad thing?
I'd say so. I'm a type of Star Wars fan where if you're making something new, it has to be as creative.
Well, but here's the thing. I'm talking about ripping out all the let's just say for a basic symbol, Jedi still exist, Force powers still exist. It's just out somewhere so far away where maybe it's not a rare thing for Jedi. Like, what if we got a movie or a trilogy based in a world or an area full of Jedis, where everyone's a Jedi.
It's like the Old Republic,
essentially. But like, again, that's too close to like the Star Wars canon. Like, I'm talking like where the Empire was never a big deal. First Order is not like just like have the core of it there with Force powers and dynamic of space, and then just build from there. Like, and you can.
I see your idea.
Well,
I just don't know how like successful it'd be.
It's as long as they throw the Star Wars tag on it, it's gonna do fine.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Because the thing is that they're trying to work on this one timeline that isn't worth working on. Like you have the Mandalorian shoved in where it's at, which is like, when is the Mandalorian takes place? Like after Episode 6? No. Oh gosh, no. It's no. It's before. It's after the prequels and before Episode 4. Yeah, that's what it is. It takes place I think it takes place about 5 years after Episode 3 ends. And it's like shoved in this little spot, which is weird because it's like we know where everything needs to end up. Like,
right, yeah.
You're in this weird little nook, and they keep on trying to squeeze things into these timelines. And I'm just saying, screw it. Make a new Star Wars. Like, just go, that's the thing. And also with space, hypothetically just being infinite in this universe, you could have for example, how the MCU, there's the Earth movies, but then there's the Guardians of the Galaxy, which are vastly different from the other movies.
Yeah.
Or you have Doctor Strange, which is sort of rooted in the real world, but it's way different because of the rules they set up in that. Do that. Make new types of movies, because what we've been getting for a long time now is one timeline where it's just an ongoing war. It's called Star Wars, plural, and we've only truly on screen seen 2.5-ish wars.
Right.
We've been seeing the War of the Empire and the War of First Order. I'm saying
the Clone War.
Well, Oh, that's the half war. That's what I'm.
It was the Separatist and the
Yeah.
Republic.
But
and
like
then-
that's what I mean, like half war. I mean, technically we got the movie. There was Clone War, and I know the TV show goes on Clone Wars, and we're getting the final season of that come January on Disney Plus.
I can't. I'm not gonna say that just in case I get fined or something.
We're not gonna get fined.
Pirated.
Pirated. But like, so that's what I mean by like 2.5 wars ish. But like, just show more wars. It's like, and then you got Han Solo. Well, Solo. Star Wars. Oh gosh.
I understand what you're saying, but I just disagree. I don't think they should. I think.
What do you think they should do? What do you think after they cap off Episode 9,
Right.
and after the Mandalorian finishes up, after they finish the Kenobi series,
Mhm.
like what's next for Star Wars after they do all these prequels and stuff?
Everybody's wanting the Old Republic and the Ancient Sith,
Mm-hmm.
which were considered like vastly more stronger than anything we could see today.
Yeah.
People saying that would be really interesting. They could now, in order of going in the future from this timeline, this entire series was based around Skywalker, the name Skywalker.
Yes.
So in that terms, they need to wrap up the Skywalker name, finish it, which I'm assuming which is what they do in the Rise of.
Well, so the Rise of
Skywalker.
Skywalker, there is rumor that Jedis are just going to be called Skywalkers.
Mm-hmm.
So like, but here's the thing: if they defeat the First Order in this, they can go in the future and just have Skywalkers and what they do.
I think they screwed themselves over. With
They
this.
screwed them. Well,
I think
that's what I
they
mean.
did.
Like, here's the thing: they've worked so hard on this one little timeline,
Mhm.
which is great. But I want more. I want like.
I'm with you for that.
Like, and here's the thing, and if you want these different universes you have to connect together, do that. But like, when I go to see, like, I'm gonna keep on referring to the MCU because they just nailed like Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not going there to see a Captain America movie. Like,
Right,
those
yeah.
movies are so different from each other, and it just works. I'm just like, oh yeah. When I went to go see Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I'm expecting this. When I went to go see Doctor Strange, I'm like, I'm expecting this. Like, just goes through, and like when I go to see like Black Widow next May, I'm gonna expect one thing, like this is what I'm getting, and then Eternals later that year, I'm gonna be like, this is what is going down.
Mm-hmm.
So like I just I want them to cap, like, because I mentioned this even back like before. They need to just stop with the old stuff. I know it's great and it makes them money, but like them trying to pool, essentially
They
they're
need to
beating a
pull-
dead horse.
They need to get characters that people like. Like I
Well,
like Luke Skywalker is completely fine with me because he was a big part and
Yeah.
he's considered the strongest Jedi.
But the
to
thing
live.
is that they're sort of beating him to the ground with like all these like storylines they're going with him.
That's
like-
that's what I'm saying. Like they screwed it over. They either this is the only way they could fix this right now is by not showing the Rise
Nuking
of-
the galaxy and starting at square one, and we'll
almost
dude
saying
what?
not-
Okay,
the movies are not canon. That's literally what they would have to do.
no, they can't. They won't do that.
And that's the point.
But
They
here's the
won't.
thing. That's what I'm saying. They just need to cap this story off with this,
Yeah.
and then just put it on a boat, let it sail away, let it go off into the night. Like all 9 movies, just send them off into the night. No, actually, technically all 11 movies.
Mhm.
Send them off and start something new. And if you want a cameo, you can grab a cameo, but keep them on their boat and start a new boat, get new passengers, because frankly, all the passengers on that boat are too closely tied to the old people who are about to kick it. Like, that's the thing. That's why, like, that's just my personal...
Yeah, I know what you're saying, and I can agree in some areas, but I just disagree with that starting new, only because there's such a good thing here, but they messed it up.
Well, the thing
Is
is,
the
but
thing.
here's the thing. There isn't a good thing there. There was a good thing back in the 70s and 80s when they did the first 3, and post that, they forced it. They took the good and tried to make more stories out of it, and which came out the prequel trilogy, which some people like, but most people agree it's not that great. and they forced it into this ugly monster of like a garbage baby, and then years passed, and then they announced, hey, we're doing Star Wars again, and here's the good again, but it's just the garbage baby. And then they take the garbage baby and they just kind of squish it into, like, it was good. Like, that's the thing. I'm a guy who likes an ending. Like, I like closure. I like tying up loose ends.
Yeah.
And the thing is, what they're doing is they're just keep on making more rope, and the rope is not great anymore.
Right.
Like, they just need to tie the knot on this rope, start a new rope. That's because I don't think there's any hope of redeeming.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any hope of redeeming this rope. Like, it's
Sure.
because all your main cast actors are too old to do anything.
I don't disagree with that. I
Carrie
think
Fisher's dead. Mark Hamill's fine, and Harrison Ford's gonna kill himself in a plane accident if that first attempt didn't work out. So, like, I mean, like, they're too old. You can't rely on that anymore. You just have to. Like, I know people don't want it to end, but it has to end.
the parts that I say I agree with is, I think a lot of people who watch Star Wars only watch the movies, and they don't care about the sideshows. Not talking about the Mandalorian, and not talking about Han Solo movie, stuff like that.
Talking about, like, Clone Wars,
Clone
Star
Wars,
Wars Rebels.
Yeah, Rebels, and then the comics, which dove into way more stuff.
Oh, yeah, no. And
All
that
that
was the
stuff.
thing. Those side stories are really good, but I don't think any of them are worthy of a feature-length movie release.
No, well, I think a Darth Vader movie would be pretty good. Talking about, like, how because he has a really interesting life.
Oh, no, he does. But,
Before
like,
the movies, like, you see him in the movies.
but, like, the thing is that, honestly, do you think that a big board of people are going to be like, yeah, that really has some legs to it? Like,
If they just copy the comics, that's all they have to do.
like, but here's the thing. Like, people are going to be excited for a Darth Vader movie, but, like, it's Disney and Lucasfilm, they're going to want to be like, it's got to be bigger and better than the last one.
Yeah.
And, like, they're like,
Han Solo.
yeah, Han. And so, like, that's the thing. It's just, they're going to want to go big. And, I mean, as much as I'd love to see, I think all side stories that they have left to tell should be relinquished to TV series, like the Kenobi series, the Mandalorian series. All those should just be TV series, and that the mainline movies should be setting up a new era of Star Wars. And that's because I think that's what's best right now. And I know people are like, but I love
If it stayed in the
the
same galaxy,
midichlorians, dude.
if it stayed in the same galaxy, sure.
Well, even if, like, just what if it just said at the beginning, you know how, like, every movie begins a long time ago in a galaxy far away? What if it said some time ago instead of a long time ago?
Some time ago.
Some time ago in a galaxy not so far away.
Not so far away. Earth.
It's a planet that's just like Kansas, and it's just a bunch of farmers. Just like,
And that's the whole movie.
dude, take my money. Hold on, is that a phone call? Lucasfilm,
$3 billion movie.
$3 billion. Gosh, thank you. We're buying the state of Kansas for filming. Cool.
We're nuking all of Kansas.
Great.
How much does the warhead cost from the U.S. government?
I don't know.
I wonder how much you probably couldn't buy it. But
Dude,
I wonder
Disney
how
could
much.
buy it. Disney could buy it.
Probably, in all
Disney
honesty.
is like mega
Just like,
rich.
Yo, we need to.
And that closes the Star Wars chunk of our podcast. Come back next week for more Star Wars.
Yeah, we're like almost at a perfect time to cut it.
No, we're not.
45 more
no.
seconds.
We still have to talk about news.
Well, not cut it. I mean, like,
Well,
we're at 39.
No, it's. We can move on to our next little section of just news. Like, what newsworthy things have happened this week? I mean, of course, we have Jedi Fallen Order that released. Pokemon Sword and Shield released today. Google Stadia screwed up. That's the podcast. Just like,
Oh, Halo Reach is coming out the 3rd
really,
of December. Yeah,
for
PC.
PC, is Master Chief Collection on PC yet?
That's what they're putting it on. Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering because I knew they announced that Master Chief Collection was coming and they were adding Halo Reach to that collection. I'm not sure if they were announced like Master Chief Collection hits Steam or whatever on like this date and then Halo Reach comes out with it. Dude, I'm excited for that. I need to get my new SSD by then because that's gonna be a chonker of a download.
If you look at the things on Steam, like the previews, it still looks bad. It's like it doesn't look like they updated the graphics.
For Reach? Dude, they didn't upgrade the graphics for 3 or 4, really. They only really... Dude, they, like, really went to town on 2, though.
I know graphics aren't, like, really important, but I don't want to see, like, 2007 graphics.
I'm fine with that.
I've gotten to the point, I played World at War again. I bought World at War, and then I refunded it, because I just want to play a few campaign missions.
Yeah.
And I was like, from my childhood memory, I was like, this is the best game ever. And when I started playing it, it was the most clunky, most slow-paced.
So here's the thing.
Everything.
That is always a case in life. Like
it's terrible.
But dude, here's the thing. I was always that kid that like I realized when a game was bad even when I was young. I was talking to you about the Sonic and the Secret Rings. I was like because IGN was like, this game's fantastic. It's like it's beautiful, and I was as a kid, I'm like, this game sucks.
This game sucks.
I was like, I'm moving the control. You know what? This game's not great.
Mom.
I remember I was so pumped, and then I went downstairs and I played it on the Wii for a second. I'm like, oh, this is.
There's a no bueno.
I'm like, no, this is not fun. This is not. But yeah, no, that's a true thing. Like you remember so fondly a game. Like, for example, I used to play hours and countless hours of Thrillville Off the Rails for the Xbox 360. And I was like, dude, this game is the best. And, like, if I booted it up now, I'd be like, what on earth?
What is this absolute garbage game?
Well, because Thrillville, all you do is you run around. You own an amusement park. You're like 20 years old. You're running around. You're taking trains, and you're like, I want to build a roller coaster here. And then it's just boom. And then my two favorite things in the game is that they had a mode where you could custom build your coaster, like Roller Coaster Tycoon for the PC, which actually is a banger game. Like I'm pretty confident if I popped in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 in a CD-ROM I don't have, that would still be a fun game. Only because you could build custom coasters in Roller Coaster Tycoon, but you could just have people crash.
Yeah.
And have them die.
Yeah, exactly.
And you could lock the bathroom and people would pee and poop outside the bathroom. In Thrillville, the worst you could do is you could just not put down a bathroom and people would just throw up all over your park, but then you have to clean up the throw up, which kind of ruins the fun. It's like it's like, haha, suffer, and then you're like, oh gosh dang it. Gotta increase my funds this month. And the thing that made me so sad is you could build a roller coaster that didn't finish and Thrillville Off the Rails. But when people would crash, they'd get parachutes and they'd like slowly fly down slowly. And I'm just like, I want you to burn. Canaan, are you okay, honey? I want them to burn.
Why are they not dying, mother?
Mother, this game is baloney. Like, dude, that game is so old. It was a pre-owned game from GameStop, and it had GameStop's like custom character designs for like their like before the rabbit was their logo, well, their mascot. Like when it was like the teenage mascots, like that's how old the game is. That box like has like the cool teenage people, like with like tie-dye hippie stuff and like the jacket with like 17 pockets. Yeah. Mid-drift. Early 2000s was a dark time in America.
It was a confusing time for all.
These are confusing times. So what I've played a Pokemon Sword, 10 out of 10. I've met my mum. It's actually, I forgot to mention that. It's Mum, M-U-M, because it's based in...
oh my gosh.
Well, it's not based in the UK. It's just the Galar region is like based on the UK.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she walks up and she talks to your friend and it just says Mum, and I'm like, it's me, Mum.
I hope there's enough outrage that they have to edit a software update to change it.
Don't.
That would be hilarious to me.
Dude, I'm like, we got the Sonic remade. Oh yeah, Sonic got remade.
Yes.
He looks good.
He does look good.
Speaking of things that look good-ish, the new SpongeBob trailer
looks pretty interesting.
It looks interesting. It's fully CGI, which initially is off-putting, but like you and I talked about it for a bit off the podcast. It's stylistic. It's nice. It's got a nice aesthetic to it.
Correct.
The Scoob movie, I'm not too excited about. The
Scoob.
Scoob movie, like, I was all for that movie until the alien thing came up. I was like, okay.
Scoob.
Scoob, oh goodness.
Scooby snacks.
And also the fact that Shaggy doesn't sound like Shaggy made me a little upset.
Because he's a kid, though, isn't he?
Well, the older Shaggy, he doesn't sound like Shaggy to me. And I couldn't. And I mean, it was unacceptable. You know what? We should complain to Warner Brothers Animation until they change the voice actor of Shaggy to be the Shaggy from the movies that gets buff.
Yeah, live action Shaggy.
Yeah, so we need them to. You know what? All right, so check off. We got Sonic remade. Let's recast Shaggy.
So, do you know how he actually got that voice? In an interview, he said how he got the voice of Shaggy.
Wait,
the voice actor for the live action.
Was it? It's sort of based on the cartoon.
Well, yeah, no, but like his pre-game ritual, like
Okay, yeah, go on.
He would scream for 10 minutes at the top of his lungs, basically damaging his vocal cords, and that's how he would get the Shaggy voice.
Dude, he only used like 1% of his power.
Yeah.
I just imagine they get on set and like you have everyone else getting into costume, and then meanwhile to the slide.
I'm just getting ready, guys. Okay.
It's just
in his car.
He just, oh my gosh, pulls up to set in like
he has a story.
I was about to say beat up like Camry and like a beat, just like everyone's like, oh hey, it's so and so, and then just.
He said he got there one day and he was doing that. He was screaming, and a security guard walked past his car, and he waved at him, and he waved, and the security guard waved back, and
just screaming. Oh my gosh!
What was that?
You know what? If that's what it takes to become an actor, I don't think I have the chops for it. Because he's obviously the best actor of our time.
Yes.
Like, I mean,
what's his name? No, you can't Google it. Can't. What's his name?
I'm not Googling it.
Kane is Googling it right now. He
No,
pulled
I'm
his computer closer, as you probably heard.
Who played Buff Shaggy?
Buff Scoobs.
Buff Scoobs. Of course, it was Matthew Lillard.
Oh yeah, Matthew Lillard. Oh.
And his hit movies.
What movies? Huh?
Hold on. Can I? What?
Code name Kid Next Door.
Well, just give me a second as I'm like, I'm just remembering all the great movies Matthew Lillard has been in.
Oh, well, if y'all didn't know,
who could forget 1996? The Scream. He was in Scream, 1996. Yeah, he played Stuart. Who could forget his fantastic role in Deep Dark Canyon?
There you go.
Jack Kavanaugh.
Any more movies you can remember off the top of your head?
Oh, dude, huge fan of.
What is he thinking, guys?
Spanish Judges in 2000 when he played Jack.
No.
Don't even get me started on Vanishing Son 4 where he played Dawson.
Yes.
Classic. And his directorial debut of Come Home Soon. Fantastic. Wait a minute, he's directing a movie like... What? He's directing a movie that's coming out... He's directing a movie that's in pre-production right now called The Last Weekend in May.
Oh, I think I've heard of that.
Well, it's not out yet. It's in pre-production.
Last Weekend
in May.
Yeah.
Wow. See, Matthew Lillard is
yes. Actor, director.
Genius. And dude, he only has to use like 1% of his power to do all this. All those great rolls.
I think my camera got knocked down at some point. It looks like.
Nah.
No.
Yeah, you're still in frame. There we go.
There you go.
There we go. That's the good stuff. So what are your plans after we finish recording this, Huber?
After I finish recording this, it is currently it's around 6. So I'm gonna be driving home. Normally takes me 15 minutes to drive home, but it depends on traffic. It is a Friday, so traffic might be extra sucky. But I will go home. I will take a shower. I will take my contacts out. Put on my glasses.
Yep.
Launch Jedi Fallen Order.
Mm-hmm.
Play that for however long I feel like it. Then play some Fortnite. Then play some Destiny 2 if that's the case. And then wake up for tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, my plans are once you leave, procrastinate doing my homework as long as I possibly can, and while playing Pokemon.
Canaan will be alone at his house.
I don't know why you're saying that, because by the time this episode comes up,
everybody knows why I'm saying that.
Yeah.
Sylvia. He's going to be looking up so many Sylvia pics.
So much, dude. You know what that means? Lone party?
Private browser.
No, dude.
On his computer.
Hashtag NNN. Hashtag about to be deeply penetrated.
Yeah.
Hashtag gonna reorganize the Funko Pop shelf for my new Funkos. Hashtag gonna play Pokemon Sword. Hashtag gonna play Nier Automata. Hashtag gonna do my homework at the last minute. Hashtag might take a fat L on that homework. Hashtag. Is that enough hashtags? Speaking of hashtags, we have not posted on the Instagram in 2 weeks.
Yes, so we'll post one now about... I mean, we can probably take a picture of this.
Oh.
Or...
Huber, we can't do... That's child pornography. How dare you just have that right by your side?
This?
Oh my gosh, Huber, put that down. I'm censoring that. We can't show that.
I'm going to delete your save file.
Holy crap, don't show that. Oh, Huber, is he 12 years old?
Yeah, he's talking to his mom right now.
He's 10 years old. Oh my god.
Oh, you run really fast in your house.
Dude, you sprint in your house. Gosh, oh no, there's his mom around the corner. Oh, no. Dude, that was a 10-year-old doing with his mother. Oh my god, Huber.
I get the camera really close.
That's really perverted. Oh my god. Huber. I'm censoring that. You know, I'm just censoring. I can't show any of that. That's a oh my gosh, it's a 10-year-old behind his mother just oh, that's disgusting.
Could not save the pictures.
I don't know why it's been doing that today.
Could not save.
I think it's my new SSD card, and I may need to delete some child porn.
FBI.
Dude, I'm gonna send child pornography as long as I want to keep the joke going. I mean, censor that child pornography as long as I want to keep. Editor, put child pornography over the word I said before.
Editor might not want to do that.
Why not? What should this episode be called? Since we've talked about Star Wars, Konosuba, loads of inappropriate topics that we can't name it or the FBI will be knocking down our door.
Popular phase, Star Wars, child pornography.
Child pornography's popular phase.
Yes.
No, I cannot name the episode that. We can talk about what we'll call the episode after you give us the fun fact of the week.
Did you know? I actually came up with them last week, but we didn't do it.
We did it last week, did we not? Did we really not?
No, we didn't.
Holy crap.
So,
I'm sorry. You got a double whammy this then.
Oh, fake news.
No,
I only got one.
No, not fake news. You got to come up with another one.
Did you know that the atomic bombs that were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki actually didn't hit the ground? They detonated somewhere in the middle of, not in the middle of the air, but Basically,
Wait, if
they didn't hit the
if it
ground.
didn't hit the ground and it didn't detonate in the middle of the air, then where did it?
It was like
detonate?
they said basically it was close to the ground, but it detonated before it hit the ground. So I don't know what that entails. But that is why the area is no longer irradiated. That's not because if it hit the ground, it'd be still radiated to this day.
Huh.
That's that fact.
Do you have a second one?
Sylvia is
All right, I
a guy.
I actually have a fun fact. Speaking of which, also when you mentioned that like it didn't hit the ground, but it also didn't detonate in the air, I was thinking of that Drake and Josh meme. It's like, skydiving's really dangerous. Only 1 in 5 people make it to the ground. It's like, where did the other 4 go?
Hold up.
It's like, where did the other 4 go?
They went up.
Yeah, there's an 80% chance of when you jump out of a plane to do skydiving, you go up. Be warned. You never hear from them again.
No, they go into space.
No, there's a comedian that I was listening to, and he said, you only hear good things about skydiving. Because the people who have bad things to say about skydiving are dead now.
It's true. Unless they're paralyzed.
But speaking of Drake and Josh, the fun fact is, you can purchase the Game Sphere from that popular episode, if you remember, where they had the bet versus video games versus candy or eating
Look
sweets.
Look at your camera, please.
Huh?
Look at your camera and say this.
You can purchase a Game Sphere, but it's not called a Game Sphere. It's called a Boom Ball.
Boomer.
It's a CD player that is a red sphere with a little translucent front, and you can purchase that online from foreign websites, or some people sell it on eBay. But you can purchase yourself a Boom Ball and just say it's the Game Sphere. Huber, where can people find us?
Candy, where can people find us? I think I've done it for the past 3 times. Candy, don't die, please. Don't knock the cameras over for.
I'll penetrate my butthole before I do that.
That's fine with me. It's a lose-lose situation for you.
Just say the thing.
You can find us everywhere except Spotify at our name that you're on right now. Wait, why would people even... Why do we say this? We don't need to say the audio part.
Well, no, but think about it like this. If someone's watching us on YouTube, we tell them where they can find us.
Yeah, I guess.
And if someone... yeah.
If
you have until
if
this chair penetrates me. Or I fall over, whichever one comes first.
If you're watching from YouTube, you can find us on SoundCloud and anywhere except Spotify at the Scatterpot Podcast. Scatterpot Podcast. YouTube is, because we can't say Scatterpot because of scatterplots. It's the Scatterpot Podcast, and then what was that other thing we do?
You mean the Instagram, which we haven't done in
Instagram.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
What's that other thing we do?
You can find us on Instagram at the Scatterpot.
Nope.
Scatterpot_podcast.
Yes.
See, I got it first try.
Yeah.
So thank you all for watching. This has been a train wreck, but
Oh boy, this has been a great episode.
train wreck in terms of our organization.
Yeah, no.
And we kind of went off the rail.
We'll iron, dude. I don't know. We'll maybe.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what
happens.